Hello all, and after a long interval, I'm doing my first beer review in a while. I've been very busy, like job seeking stuff, which includes changing my sleep schedule, which is kind of going off halfway, which is why I haven't been doing reviews. Going to bed early makes it difficult because I try to do these things after everyone else has fallen asleep and the house is kind of quieter and whatnot. Also, too, I'm just constantly tired now. My body just doesn't want to fall asleep before 11 a.m. and eventually I'm going to have to try to get my ass out of bed by 4:30. Not looking forward to it, gotta say. Okay, so today's review is for, belatedly, the final beer of the fall seasonal pack. The winter seasonal pack for Sierra Nevada is going to be coming out in a couple of weeks. Yeah, the times for these are kind of speeded up. And also, too, I've changed the settings again on the video, so hopefully it'll do it without stuttering, as it's wont to do. So, let's go and read the label now, shall we? Our take on the classic festival beer has a silky malt flavor with an initial sweetness that sets up the interplay of mild toffee-like notes and floral hops. Everyone loves a great party, and there are few quite as famous as Germany's Oktoberfest. Inspired by that rollicking celebration, we bring you our version of this classic festival beer. Oktoberfest is medium-bodied and rich with malt flavor, but maintains a crisp finish marked by floral hops. And they're not kidding about that. This is pretty much the hoppiest Marzen/Oktoberfest I've ever had. That said, despite it being very hoppy, I kind of like it. It's also fairly strong. It's 6.2 ABV, if I remember correctly. And of course, it's that very deep copper color that you'll find with Marzens, with a thick sort of yellowish off-white head, about a finger thick, nicely carbonated. And the hops are pretty strong, even in the nose there, and it's German style, it's not West Coast style, so it's a very floral one. Underneath that is a sort of sweet toffee-ish malts, as it says on the label. Not getting much grains out of the nose. And it's a nice bitter hop finish, like I said, very strong for an Oktoberfest. But luckily it's very European style, you know. Mostly floral and spicy, just a slight tad of the resinous to the bitterness, but nothing that's spoiling it. The front end, like I said, you know, while there's malt flavors there, I can't really get a grain flavor to the malt. It's sort of a brownish to it. But, you know, I'm not getting much of a breadiness. Like I said, it's kind of a toffee note that arrives in the middle there. Very strong toffee upper notes. Excuse me. Just a slight graininess, slight pumpernickel graininess, but toffiness is pretty much dominant, including a lingering sweetness from start to finish. Even in the finish, it's kind of underneath the hop bitterness is that lingering sweetness. So despite the strong hop presence, you know, it's definitely a malt show still. The sweetness of the malts too is quite good because it's not a cloying sweetness. You know, it's just kind of dancing there on your tongue. Whoever brewed this left a very deft hand with the sweetness of the malts. And allows for other flavor elements to take over. Carameliness, just, you know, sort of with that toffiness, carameliness, and just a slight hint of brown breadedness. And then that interesting nuanced hop taste starts back. It's kind of crisp on the tongue, but not overly so. And it's sort of medium bodied. It's not too heavy on the tongue too. Not much hint of booziness, thankfully. All in all, a pretty good beer. It's not going to blow anyone's mind away, but you know, it's a good unique taste on a traditional style. Excuse me. And you know, I kind of dig it. It's worth giving a shot. You know, it's not your typical Oktoberfest / Marzen, but it doesn't take off too far from it, and it doesn't really have any clashing flavors. You know, so why don't you give it a shot? Hmm? So that's your beer review for tonight. Prost!